Welcome back to Fast Market here on the Schwab Network. It's time for cash tags. For that, let's bring in our next guest. It's going to be Landon Swan. He's a co-founder of LikeFolio. Welcome back to the show, Landon.
Thank you, Tom. Good to see you.
Good to see you, too. It's been a roller coaster for Lulu investors. Saw some weakening foot traffic sales in the U.S., especially. That's their big market. Overseas are still growing pretty significantly. But we've seen quite a snapback rally over the last 6 or 7 months here in the stock, up 75% from those 4-year lows that we saw. Do you guys have the data that backs up this rebound?
Yeah, short answer, we do. We actually called this one as an early holiday winner about a month ago, and the data was strong then. It's actually gotten a little bit stronger. In fact, when you look at the web visits on Black Friday, just Black Friday, it was up 71% on a year-over-year basis, which is obviously really strong. Overall, their general web visits are up about 30%, which is good. It's, there's kind of the haves and the have-nots in this chart. You can see them clearly, who are the winners and who are the losers. Lulu's in the winners category, kind of at the bottom, but still in the winners category. And then sort of the ones we talk about, especially Nike, really struggling in the lower category, but overall doing really well in that stronger group. And again, the holiday was very strong for them. But you're right, the stock, was almost 500 a year ago. It went down to I think 225, something like that in August, and now we're basically we're just under 400. So it's made a nice run back. Still not where we were a year ago, but they had a pretty strong quarter last quarter, gapped up on earnings. They reported plus 9% on their revenue, international revenue up 29%, really strong. They added 28 stores up to 749. You talk about that international revenue. That's one of the reasons that I think they're doing really well. Their China sales are up 39%. And while most of the Western brands in China are lowering prices to attract customers, they actually raised prices 20% and still increased their sales. So they're doing really well. They're the third largest sports wear retailer over in China behind Nike and Adidas. And I think they're gaining on them. So really strong numbers out of Lulu. And I think a lot of it for this quarter has to do with the whole gift-giving thing. I mean, apparel was the #1 thing that people gave as gifts this year. About 54% of respondents said that they gave some kind of apparel as their gift. And so, Lulu's benefiting from that significantly. So they're doing really well. I think they're on their way back. They've got, we every time we talk about Vuori, we talk about, every time we talk about Lulu, we talk about Vuori. That's one of the competition that I think we've got to watch out for. They're small, but they're coming. But here you can see what people gave as gifts. The #1 was clothing. And so that's Lulu right there. And they did a great job. Like I said, 71% year over year on Black Friday is an incredible number, really strong. That just seems to be the gift that people love to give, and Lulu's benefiting there. But I do want to talk a little bit about Vuori. They're coming on that, they're on that halves chart, the winners chart. Again, it's a much smaller company, but they are doing a great job of attracting customers. 90% of their stores are within a half mile of Lulu. They are coming right after them. So I think that's on the radar for them. Of course, they've got to compete with Nike, but they're doing a great job differentiating Lulu is from Nike. And just overall, I think they're demonstrating that they've turned things around, and the stock is showing that.
It's funny you mentioned that. I live fairly close to a pretty affluent mall with a Lululemon store that upgraded and got bigger space, and now very close to that Lululemon is a Vuori store. So you're right on that. They are going right into the belly of the beast and competing with them. The question though is this: a lot of people, Under Armour, you can name the list of people that started out in apparel, tried to get into shoes. And it seems like it's a pretty tough business to try to get into shoes or try to go from women to men. How am I supposed to? I can't wear something named Lululemon, Landon. I just can't. I mean, the logo looks like Laura Petrie's hairdo, and now I can't unsee it. Okay, how do I can't wear these things, but I can buy them for my daughters, and I do all the time.
Kevin, I got to tell you, look, I'm a convert when it comes to Lulu shirts. I love the shirts. I mean, I've got, I don't know, probably 20 or 30 of these things. And for me, they're like workout shirts. I play, I play basketball or tennis, whatever I'm doing, that kind of thing. Every once in a while I'll wear them out. But man, once you try them, they're unbelievable. Very, very comfortable. I haven't tried much else besides the shirts, but yeah, and actually I'm on that gift giving thing. I mean, I received a lot of that from on Christmas, and that's kind of a standard ask for me. But yeah, you're right. I mean, it is tough to transition into shoes and things like that. I think they've nailed men so far. You're going to be the barometer though moving forward. So you let us know once you start wearing Lulu. I'm buying calls.
Landon, when you look at this, and I'll put it out there, I'm a Vuori convert. I only wear that now. I don't even go to Lululemon. First year for holidays, I didn't buy one thing Lululemon. So that tells you maybe that things are changing a little bit, Landon. But when you look at this, the rebound that we've seen, foot traffic slowing in North America, which is their biggest market, is that still a concern moving forward as tastes change? Now you've got all these companies that are saying you got to come back in the office 5 days a week. Somebody, JP Morgan just came out today with that. Amazon's making people do it. It's coming down the pipeline, and that's probably going to hurt sales, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess you're right there. I mean, if foot traffic is down, I think obviously that's a bad sign. But the mentions that people talk about, the happiness, both of those are up very, very much, and the web visits are up again 30% year over year, very strong. And again, contrast that with companies like Nike, Athleta, Under Armour. They're getting crushed. So Lulu is at least on the correct side of that. They're on the lower tier, right? If you remember that chart that we had up earlier, they're on the lower tier, and some of those other companies are doing better. But I still think that they're on the right side of things, and the data that we've got just shows that people consider this an exclusive premier brand. And so long term, I think they've got that brand loyalty sort of baked in. They had some product flubs, I think, in the last year or so where they didn't have all the sizes, colors, or whatnot. They're going to miss here and there, but overall, I think that the concept that consumers have in their mind about this company is that it's a premier brand, and it's a very nice exclusive brand. So that's going to benefit them moving forward. And as long as people continue to demonstrate on the sources that we track, social media, web visits, app, things like that, then that it's a premier company and they're continuing to move in that direction, then we're going to continue to be bullish. So right now, we still like it. We still got, 2 months before their next earnings report. We got a little time to see what happens, but don't forget, we're down, 25% from a year ago. Even though we're up significantly in the last few months, we're still down on a year-over-year basis when it comes to the stock. So I do think there's room to bounce back as long as they remain on that sort of winners list. And so far, that's what the consumers are telling us.
All right, great data, great stuff. As always, Landon, appreciate it.
All right, take care.
Yep, that's Landon Swan, co-founder at LikeFolio, breaking down Lululemon. I mean, their data, they were bullish on it. They came out with earnings in early December, had the nice spike higher. I think you got to look forward to